Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first CGO Black Squad interview. I am Ink. I'll be conducting the interview for you tonight. We have a very special few guests, more than I thought we'd have. We have Bryan Kim and Clare and Lee somewhere in the background. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Yes, hello. We're from Black Squad team. I'm a project manager of the Black Squad, and here right with me is
I'm Claire and I'm the community manager.
and behind is Lee, who is a project manager also of the Black Squad.
Excellent. So how's the enthusiasm over there at Neowiz? Closed beta test is about to start. How's the feeling there?
The feeling right now, actually, we're so busy right now. So it's like when we come to the office, we just focus on doing for the preparation of the CBT.
Mm-hmm.
So when it reaches the time that we have to go home, like it feels like so fast. The days are going so fast right now for us because
Yeah.
we're very busy. And we're very excited to have a CBT very soon next week on July 13th.
Yeah. But actually, that raises an interesting question. You guys are in Korea, but you're publishing
Yes.
for a Western audience, so it could be a 10 to 13-hour time difference. How
Yes.
does that work in the office for you guys?
For us, we're working as a Korean time, work
Hmm.
hour. So we go to office at like 9:30 and work until 6:30.
Yeah.
But if we need to communicate with the users,
Hmm.
we just stay up until at night in the office to talk with the users and hear about their feedbacks.
Excellent, excellent. So, uh, Black Squad. So where did this game come from? Came from NS Studio. They developed it, but what was the idea for this game?
For this question, I have also asked the NS Studio,
Excellent.
and what they told me is that they had the thirst of bringing the classic FPS
Hmm.
to the players, to the audiences.
Yeah.
So they wanted to have like this very military-like, is it military-like
Yeah.
FPS game to the audiences, and which is very well balanced
Hmm.
FPS game.
Well balanced. I think that's a key topic we'll talk about later.
Hmm.
Um, but for you, Brian, and maybe you, Claire, if there was one thing you wanted the community to know about Black Squad, what would
Hmm.
it be? Like since you guys have played the game and you're entrenched in it now.
Okay, for this one, the one thing that we want the community to know about the Black Squad is that Black Squad is a very fair game,
Hmm.
which we don't want to have it as it's a very well balanced and a fair FPS game, we can say.
Hmm.
So that if you are a good player, then you can become a good Black Squad user. So we want to have it very as much fair as it can.
Yeah.
Can I say like that?
Yeah. Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Excellent.
And in we want to have a Black Squad to have like a lot of clan matches and to have it do better on the esports scene.
Hmm. Excellent.
We are doing it in Korea,
Yeah.
and we want to have it as the same as in the Steam version as well, in the Western and Eastern region.
Yeah. That seems to be a common question. Esports in all the weekly Q&As you do. Um, Anything to say about that? Like esports? Any developments? Any sneak peeks?
Um, for the esports,
Hmm.
of course, if we are getting loved by a lot of players in the Eastern and Western
Hmm.
region, then of course we want to have a big esports like a tournament and esports scene in the set region,
Yeah.
and we are planning for it right now.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. That'll make a lot of people happy. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you know how difficult that is, but in the weekly Q&As too, you also get to engage with the community, and you get to what has your impression been so far of just everyone that tunes in for the stream, Discord, all that fun stuff?
For that one, I've been talking with so many users through the Discord, through the Facebook and the Twitter. They're asking me different kinds of questions,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel really great about it.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting a lot of feedbacks and a lot of things that they want to imply to the Black Squad. So we deliver all your ideas to the our developer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so grateful that you guys have a huge interest in a Black Squad. And as you have mentioned for the esports, a lot of players are asking and curious about how the esports scene will go in the Eastern region.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we are thinking about it.
Cool, cool. But that is another topic, though. There is various players within the community, right? There's SF2 players, Crossfire, Combat Arms, people from AVA.
Mhm.
And what would you say to them to get them to play Black Squad and quit those other games?
For that one, I might be asking Lee for that question because he knows. I think Lee, can I invite you here? Can I invite you here? Okay. Can I also speak in Korean
Yeah, go for it.
to ask Lee about
Yeah,
it?
yeah, no problem.
Yep. 그러니까 뭐 컴뱃 암즈나 뭐 아바나 다른 FPS 같은 게임들이 있는데 그 분들이 뭐 블랙 스쿼드를 하기에 뭐 적합한 거, 왜 블랙 스쿼드를 하면 좋을지에 대해서 혹시 설명이 가능하실까요?
굉장히 어려운 질문이네요.
It's a quite hard question, he
Yes.
said.
일단은 현재 스팀에서 서비스하고 있는 FPS들을 보면은 이제 최근에 나온 FPS 게임들은 이제 정통 밀리터리보다 하이퍼 계열의 좀 판타지스러운 FPS가 많이 나오고 있는데
네.
네.
Okay, so when we look onto the Steam,
Mm-hmm.
the current FPS that they release are the not that military-based FPS games, and which are like what can we say? Is it like a fantasy?
Yeah, fantasy.
More on a fantasy FPS game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
뭐 그런 게임들이 나오고 있는데 그래도 최근에 나온 게임들 중에서 그나마 그런 장르를 좋아하는 사람들이 플레이할 수 있는 가장 적합한 게임이지 않을까. 그러니까 과거에 내가 컴뱃 암즈, 아바, 뭐 스페셜 포스, 뭐 워페이스 그런 게임을 해봤다면 당연히 블랙 스쿼드도 좀 더 손쉽게 접근할 수 있는 게임이라고 말할 수 있을 것 같아요.
So for the Black Squad, we can say that those who have played like Ava and like Combat Arms, Warframe, and Special Force,
Yeah.
they will it will be very easy to adopt to Black Squad since our game is more like the classic FPS game, so they will get used to it very quick.
Yeah. Excellent. So, well, I guess that kind of leads into the next few questions I have. So you're publishing in the Western audience, and it's not quite what it used to be 10 years ago, where the free-to-play FPS games from Asia just dominated the free-to-play market. Now you're competing against games like CSGO and Overwatch that have hundreds of thousands of players, millions of players a month. What is Black Squad going to do to, succeed against like such a heavy, saturated market?
Okay.
There's no easy questions.
That's really a hard question also.
뭐 어떤
그러니까 지금 현재 옛날에는 이제 뭐 한국의 프리투플레이 게임이 많이 성공을 이뤘는데 지금 현재는 뭐 오버워치도 있고 정말 큰 게임들이 있는데 오버워치나 뭐 CS:GO처럼 근데 그런 게임들과 대결하기 위해서 우리가 성공하기 위한 뭐 방법은 뭐가 있을지?
뭐 접근성이라고 말하는 게 낫지 않을까요?
그래서
네.
아니면 아예 그 커뮤니케이션에 포커스하고 있다는 거 이렇게 말하면 어떨까요? 그래서 피드백도 받고 이런 식으로.
접근성을 뭐라고 해야 되죠?
Easy access.
What we're thinking
Yeah.
is that for the Black Squad is very easy to access.
Yeah.
Like it's for like I know that Overwatch and other games are easy to access also, but for us, it's a free-to-play game,
Yeah.
unlike like CS:GO. And what we are doing is the Black Squad game is pretty much of like CS:GO, I believe, the play style of the game,
Mm-hmm.
but with a free to play. So it's really easy to access also.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is we want to communicate with a lot of users. Like we ourselves, the team are doing this Twitch streams, and we are very active talking with the users. So we want them to feel that we are one of you guys, the players, and we want to develop the game with the community.
Hmm.
We are open in listening to every feedbacks.
Yeah.
So that's how we can differentiate from the other games.
Yeah, it's almost, I think it's unprecedented that you guys are in Korea and self-publishing from Korea, and you don't have
Yes.
someone in the States or Europe publishing
Mhm.
for you. And you're doing all these community interactions. It's
Mhm.
mind-blowing. Good job on that, by the way.
Thank you very much.
But then again, we do look at AVA. AVA was published by Neowiz, but it was published by Area,
Yes.
EG, and Mass currently.
MS. Mhm.
And then it had success, but then there was Metro Conflict, which kind of failed in the West, I would say.
Mhm.
What did you guys learn from those two games that you guys are using in Black Squad now?
Yes, actually, I was Ava team.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
you
I
were.
was I was an Ava team, and I was doing for the global business of Ava.
Mm-hmm.
So I have worked with the AG Area Games.
Yeah.
I have worked with the MS. So I have watched how Eva was doing in the Western scene,
Mm-hmm.
and what I felt was for the Area Games. When they changed to MS, it became the issue where the communication between the users and the publisher are not doing well.
Yeah.
And once they transferred to MS was trying to communicate with the users, but I felt like that a lot of users already left.
Yeah.
So that was how I felt, and we weren't able to listen to every community and the users. And what happened to Ava in the Western scene is that when we apply something on Ava, we do it for the Korean and the Asia region first.
Yeah.
Then once it's proved or the items, the patches go after like few months after in the Western scene. After few months after like the Asian regions are already having it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're getting it late, a bit late. So I think that was one of the problem also. And I think the communication is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we want to differentiate is that is the same thing. We just want to keep communicate with the users.
Yeah. That's a solid game plan. Can't argue with that. So let's go into some of the content, the gameplay of Black Squad then. You've mentioned in every Q&A there's been pay-to-win questions every single time.
Yes.
But so the question here is for pay-to-win, despite pure intentions, business models do change. What is there in Black Squad that's preventing the temptation to sweep up those pay-to-win profits at some point in time?
This question is very, what can I say?
Tricky?
Yes, very tricky questions, because I've been receiving a lot of questions of a pay to win. If it's a free to play, that it's going to be a pay to win. Like everyone is saying that.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying on the Steam store page, everyone is saying that on the Discord page, that it's going to be a pay to win if it's a free to play game. But what we're doing right now is that we want to minimize the pay to win. Even if our game is going to be a free to play game, we want to minimize it. So we want to have it based on the players, what you call it?
Their ability,
Yes, their ability.
rather than
We want to trust the ability of the users rather than having a better weapons, which
Ah,
is
yeah,
going to be a pay to win.
Hmm.
So we want to have like in-game currency.
Yep.
Want to have a good weapons in the in-game currency where the users can get good weapons using the in-game currency, but not only using the cash.
Yeah.
So we want to balance it out,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to think. We keep on discussing about the pay to win and the free to play game, how to balance
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah. It's a tricky balance to do.
Hmm.
But that does beg a question, though. I'm going to reference AVA. Hopefully, you're brushed up on your AVA knowledge. In AVA, there's 3 or 4 armor tiers that were released throughout the lifespan of the game, which resulted in separation of players a little bit in the Western version. I don't know about Korea and stuff like that, where in order to play, you had to choose between the best armor or the best gun. You couldn't choose both unless you paid real
Yeah.
money to use both.
Mhm.
So then I look at Black Squad, and there's 3 tiers of armors, and
Yes.
and they're each reducing armor. So
Yes.
what's the shared pattern there, and why is it different in Black Squad?
Actually, I can explain that the Steam version of the armor tier will be different, totally different from the Korean version. Currently, Korean version have a 3 tier of the armors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the Steam version, we're going to have only one armor, which we want to make it more balanced game.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like buy or pay for your armor to reduce the damage that taken by the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to have it a fair play game.
Mm-hmm.
암호는 구입이 아니고 기본 장착.
And the armor you don't really have to buy it with the in-game currency. It's just initial item that you will be getting.
All right. Will there'll be future armors? Because that's kind of what happened to AVA. Was there was one armor tier, and then there was another weapon tier that had to be made to compensate for the armors, and then the design just got really weird with the weapon viability. The spectrum of guns, like at the beginning, was like 30, and then near the end, the spectrum went to the edges, and you had laser, no recoil guns, and then you had at the other end high damage, high recoil guns. Is that going to happen to Black Squad?
As of now, no plans yet, and we don't want it to happen in Black Squad.
Yeah.
And we want to have it as classic military as possible.
Yeah.
So we are not planning about it.
Well, okay. Well, classic military. That's a good segue. In the first Q&A, you guys used realism to defend aim punch and jump scoping.
Okay.
If you remember, I don't know if you remember, but you said scopes shouldn't be able to jump scope because if you jumped, you'd be inaccurate, right?
Yes.
Currently, there's rifles, like just regular rifles, that you can shoot with or jump scope with that can be accurate on the first shot when you're in the air, like the AK-12. So what is the difference there between like jump scoping with a scope or getting a one-shot headshot with a jump scope from an AK-12?
For this question, one moment. I have asked this question to the our developer.
Yeah.
And they gave me an answer with the aim punch and the jump scope.
Yeah. So yeah.
But it's quite a hard question for me, I guess.
Well, we can rephrase it.
Okay.
I could ask you realism. Why is that a design philosophy in Black Squad when the Western game industry kind of abandoned realism as a game design choice like a decade ago? Why is realism going to matter to the Western audience? Is that easier?
That's harder. For this question, is it possible to give you through like an email?
Written answer?
Yeah, written answer. We will ask more about it to our developer if it's possible.
How about just answer it on one of the dev question streams? How about that? Save it for later. For one of the
Save it for
community
later.
streams? Yeah.
Yes, maybe we can do another stream, so I will have more idea about this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Um, so did you have like answers from developers for Aim Punch, like
Uh, yes, what they wrote about the aim punch and the jump scope is that we do, we can't like have a jump scope,
mhm,
but it's hard to aim.
yeah,
That's what they say. We
mhm,
can do the jump scope, but it's hard to aim since based on the reality, if you're jumping and shooting the
mhm,
gun,
yeah,
that it's really hard, right? So they just want to make it as real as possible to have it on the real life scene.
mhm,
So if you're jumping and shooting, that it's very inaccurate.
hmm.
And for the aim punch, is it like the crosshair that's getting bigger? Is that what you mean, right?
It's Aim
Aim.
Punch like when you get hit, and then your crosshair goes off to the left or up to the left when you get hit.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, that's right. Um, on the Black Squad, what the developer has said that is that we don't really have the aim punch in Black Squad.
Hmm. A lot,
And
yeah.
yes,
A lot of people
but
seem to report that there is Aim Punch.
there is.
Yeah.
I need to find this out with
uh,
again.
all right.
And they said the sniper has an aim punch. So when you're zooming in with the
Yeah.
sniper and when you got hit by the by
Someone's,
enemy,
yeah.
then there's the aim punch.
Hmm.
This question I
Okay.
need to find out more.
All right. Well, it's better to give an accurate answer than a false one,
Hmm.
anyways. So we'll save that
Okay.
for later. Whatever.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The other question was, it was just an interesting note to me is that Black Squad has very low bloom and high recoil,
Hmm.
compared to like even AVA that has a lot of bloom and a lot of recoil. Uh,
Hmm.
why is there a deviation here for this? Like I personally, I love low bloom. It's great.
Hmm.
But why is it in Black Squad?
Oh, for this one, we wanted to have lower the barrier of the FPS game players to
Hmm.
enter the Black Squad, since if you're going to have like a high bloom and a high recoil,
Yeah.
then it's really hard to use the weapons, right?
Hmm.
So like casual players will be having a hard time playing the games.
Hmm.
So we want to lower the barrier where everyone can play the Black Squad. But for the Black Squad, there are so many weapons, like hundreds of
Yeah.
weapons. But there are weapons with the low bloom and a high recoil,
Hmm.
and there are weapons like low bloom with low recoil,
Yeah.
and somewhat high bloom but with the high recoil.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of different weapons,
Hmm.
kinds of weapons.
Yeah, I noticed that with the G36, it's kind of like a low recoil gun. SR-47's the high recoil,
Yes,
moderate bloom. AK-12 gets really weird if you spray it. That's all I can say.
yes.
Um, but I think that wraps it up for the gameplay questions.
Oh,
I think there's some more technical ones though, but these are kind of more straightforward. If you have an answer for them, that would be great. If not, it's whatever. In the first Q&A, you mentioned tick rate and server performance that you'd investigate, like because people were asking about server performance, how it would be, if it would be comparable to AVA,
mhm.
whatever. Is there any update on that? What can players expect for the servers?
I will ask Lee for that question.
우리 서버 관련해서 뭐 딥데이트나 이런 거에 대해서 뭐 혹시 공유해 줄 게 있는지 지금 현재 상황.
이거를 말하긴 좀 애매하긴 해요. 저희가 몇 으로 설정되어 있는지 내부적으로 갖고 있는데, 이제 그거를 저희 CBT 때 한번 테스트해보고, 오버워치가 갖고 있는 팀메이트를 가져갈지 아니면 우리가 좀 더 최적화된 팀메이트를 가져갈지 좀 보고 있어요. 근데 저희도 내부 테스트를 해봐서 좀 최적화된 수치를 찾았거든요. 근데 이게 각 핑 수치나 리전별로 약간 다를 수가 있어서 일단 CBT가 끝나고 나 봐야 우리가 어떤 수치를 가져가고 어떻게 좀 변화할 것이다를 좀 알 수 있지 않을까. 예.
Okay, for this one,
Mhm.
for the server issue update, in our side we have tested the tick rate,
Mhm.
and we have our own tick rate right now.
Hmm.
But it will be hard to say it to the audience for as of now. But what we want to do is that after the test of the CBT, we will be testing for the CBT of the tick rate and the servers. And we know the tick rate of the Overwatch right now. So we are planning if we are going to use the same tick rate as the Overwatch, or we will be using different tick rate which will be more reliable to our servers, the Black Squad. So
Yeah.
we need to find it out after the CBT.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that tick rate and server performance are just really broad terms that they don't really
Yes.
mean anything for the Unreal Engine compared
Mhm.
to like the Source Engine. So people need to keep that in mind too for these
Okay.
answers. Um, so just one other one for the one-dimensional questions here. What do you like? Okay, so there's this term going around of a Black Squad being AVA 2.0. What do all three of you guys think about that term?
For that one, I think the AVA is totally different from the Black Squad.
Hmm.
Since if you look at the Ava and a Black Squad, Ava is more like for me, Ava is very fast-paced game. Like where you have the dash,
Yeah,
dash,
yeah, that's right.
and you have weapons which are really really strong ones.
Yeah, a little strong.
Yes, a little bit strong. And so we do not want to be as classified as the Ava 2.0. We just want to have it Black Squid as
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's a totally different one.
It's gonna be a hard nickname to get rid of.
Yes. And we are more like esports scene oriented game, I believe.
I think a good term would be like tactical shooter, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay, tactical shooter,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so the other stuff that you guys have been doing kind of connects to the communication that you guys were talking about earlier. Will be one of your strengths is all the community stuff you've been doing, and one of them in particular is the partners program.
Oh, yes.
Wait, okay, so I have a whole bunch of questions for this. When you came up with this idea, what was the reason for it, and what purpose are you hoping it serves in the future?
For the partnership program, we came up with the idea when my whole team was talking, how are we going to market our product, the Black Squid? And we are not from the West, we are not from the US, we're not from the Europe. So how are we going to tell them that this game is going to release on Steam? We are in Korea, in Asia. So what we're thinking was, what if people from there will tell their friends, tell their community that they're playing the Black Squid and Black Squid is on Steam. So we wanted to have them as our partners, where we can spread like the news, like the videos where they can create the contents, or they can play the game on Twitch, so that a lot of people will see the Black Squid. So we want to have many partners as possible. Because that's like the section where we cannot do, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess the lead up to that would be, can people use the Black Squad promotional media that's available, and put ads on their videos or put ads on whatever else they're doing? Are they allowed to do that?
Yes, we allow everything. Like if they want to use Black Squad on their page, on their community sites, as for their advertisements, the floor is
Yeah.
yours. Like
Yeah.
you can use anything about the Black Squad. We just want other people to know about the Black Squad. So we don't want to limit where they cannot use this, they cannot use this. We don't want to do that.
Will it be a collection of like Black Squad promotional media, like a fan site media kit, where it has all the images, all the music files in it that people could download and use in their content?
For that one, we haven't planned about it,
Yeah.
but we were talking in a group on how to give a good benefits to the partners, what images should we give, or like what you have mentioned,
Yeah.
the sound files. So we will be thinking about it.
Yeah, like I made a video and I had to go in game and record the audio.
Oh,
So it's just that entry barrier to being a
okay.
partner. But
Mhm.
anyways, the next step for that I guess would be contracts. Like, is there like a imaginary land somewhere in the distant future where contracts with partners could be signed? It could be a business relationship.
That one we haven't think about having a contract yet.
Yeah.
But for now, the partners are the CBT partners.
Mm-hmm.
So once the CBT partners go to actual real partners during
Yeah.
the early access,
Mm-hmm.
we might think about it, but I'm not sure if we're going to do it.
All right, that's fair.
Mhm.
And leading into that, the Steam community and the Steam Community Hub being on the store page, have you guys been enjoying the Steam platform? Is that like the optimal solution that you guys wanted to self-publish this game from?
Actually, we have published a lot of games in the Western scene,
Yeah,
but that was with the publisher over
yeah.
on that region.
Mm-hmm.
So we do not have any experience or we haven't published anything yet by ourselves. It is our first time doing the self-publishing. So
Mm-hmm.
we thought that Steam platform is best choice as of now we can find
Mm-hmm.
since we cannot publish ourselves using other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought that Steam is a good platform where we can use to publish our game. So I guess what we have experienced right now is that using Steamworks and Steam platform is quite not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
So we find it very good.
Excellent.
And there are a lot of audiences in this team, so we find it really, really good.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yes.
I think that's all the hard questions. I think there's just easy ones left. So
Okay.
congratulations on making it this far.
Thank you.
Um, so to end the interview here, where can people get the latest updates for Black Squad?
For the Black Squad, you guys can get the latest update, of course, in the Discord, Twitter, and Facebook, on our community sites. But after the release of the game, we will keep on updating for the news on our Steam store page and in our homepage as well.
All right. And can you remind everyone of the closed beta test dates?
Okay, closed beta test dates. It's going to be there's going to be two CBTs. So first CBT is going to be on July 13 to July 15. It's going to be 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Starting from UTC 3 p.m. for 10 hours
Yeah.
each day. And the second CBT is going to be on July 20 to 22nd,
Mm-hmm.
the same time,
Yeah.
and 10 hours each day.
Excellent. That is also 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern for any Eastern viewers watching. So when is next time we can catch another one of your weekly streams?
Weekly streams. We were doing the weekly streams, the official streams every week. It was like whether Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
So for this week's stream,
Mm-hmm.
actually we haven't think about it this week's stream, but we are planning to have a stream as much as possible to talk with the users to show the Black Squad game. But once the stream is, the Steam version is out,
Mm-hmm.
we'll show you the Steam version to the users using the Twitch, and every updates, every patches,
Mm-hmm.
we will be doing the stream as well
All right.
to show you what's changed and what's added to the game.
All right. Can you guys not wait for CBT to launch?
Yes.
All right. All right. Any final words to end the interview with?
Any final words? There.
That's the hardest question. Okay, Alan, what should we say? Thank you for watching. Yeah.
I would say until now, we got loved by so many people. So I want to thank everyone. Like you guys are giving so much interest in Black Squad. Like I'm getting like one-on-one messages, like tons of one-on-one messages every day. So I felt like I'm getting loved.
You've got quite the following already, don't worry.
So I hope everyone plays. If you guys have received the CBT key, please play the Black Squad. We will really work hard to not let you down, and we want to get all your feedbacks, and we'll apply it to our next patches if possible. So just keep on communicating with me and the developer. So we want to have it feel that Black Squad is your game, but not our game.
Excellent. I need a final word from Lee. He hasn't spoken enough.
All right, Lee.
Final word? 뭐 마지막으로 이제
I know how camera shy he is.
네, 어쨌든 뭐
네.
블랙 스쿼드 런칭이 얼마 남지 않았는데 이제 앞으로 이제 게임이 런칭되면 많은 관심과 사랑 부탁드리고, 앞으로도 저희는 어쨌든 이용자 입장에서 좀 더 다가서서 서비스를 할 예정이니까 좀 더 많은 피드백 전달 부탁드립니다. 클레어님.
We haven't got much time left until the official launch of the Black Squad. Please love our game, enjoy our game, and give us much feedback.
All right.
See ya.
And one of the important thing that he said is that we ourselves will feel about that we are part of the players, but not the publisher or a developer. So that's one thing he wanted to say. So we ourselves are a players, so we want to make a great game.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for this time. It's been a pleasure.
It's our pleasure.
Excellent. So that's it for the interview. Thank you guys for joining us. For everyone else watching, support us on our social media. Check out Black Squad on their main website, their Facebook, their Twitter, and of course the official Discord. And make sure you play for the closed beta test.